Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Happy New Year. I hope you're all having a good 2024 so far. I thought I'd kick off the year with a little mini book haul of some books that I got over the holiday season and talking about the challenges that I'm going to take part in this year, or at least a couple that I know I'm going to do this year. And when I say mini, I do mean mini. It's like 4 books. So let's just jump into it. First up is Witches Steeped in Gold by Sian & Smart, and this is an Owl Crate exclusive signed edition. Hopefully that will focus on there. I'm not sure what's different about the cover from the original cover. I can't really tell much difference, but I'll put the original cover up one side, I don't know which side of the screen, and you can compare to this one. But I do love the cover in general anyway. I think it's very evocative. I'm very excited about this version of it because it's a signed copy, and there's as always with Owl Crate, there is a note from the author in the back, which I haven't read yet, so I'm looking forward to reading that when I open it properly. Because this one's fully sealed, I've pulled up the description on my phone. It says, Araya has spent her life in a cell, but every day brings her closer to freedom and vengeance. Jasmine is the Queen's daughter, but unlike her sister before her, she has no intention of dying to strengthen her mother's power. Sworn enemies, these two witches enter a precarious alliance to take down a mutual threat, but power is intoxicating. Revenge is a bloody pursuit and nothing is certain, except the lengths they will go to win this game. It sounds very intriguing to me. I love the dynamic of having two witches warring against each other. So this has been on my list for a while, and I'm very excited to have an Owl Crate edition of it. Next up is a book that I got in my book club's book swap, and that is Daughter of No Worlds by Carissa Broadbent. And I don't know anything about this, well I didn't until the book swap, but it sounded so intriguing that I was really glad that I got this one in the book swap. We do it kind of like a white elephant kind of situation where all the books are wrapped, you don't know what you're going to get, and people pick them and unwrap them, and then you can steal books up to twice. So I think I stole this from somebody because I just liked it so much, but we all ended up with the good books. There was a great selection, but this one in particular says, a life in slavery taught Tishana how to survive with nothing but a sharp eye, a quick mind and a touch of magic, but the night she tried to buy her freedom she nearly paid with her life. Instead, she murdered the most powerful man in Threll. Forced to flee, she has only one chance of saving those she left behind, pledging herself to the Orders, an organisation of magic wielders strong enough to destroy her former masters. To earn her place, Tishana is forced into apprenticeship with Maxantarius Farleone. What a name! Maxantarius Farleone, a handsome and reclusive fire wielder, of course he's handsome and reclusive, who despises the Orders. He has no interest in helping her, but as the Orders' grip tightens around them both, his bloody past may be the key to her future or their downfall. So I'm intrigued by this, but obviously there's going to be, you know, the dark and brooding guy, and they're not going to get along at first, and then I'm sure they'll fall in love by the end of it. But if they don't, that would be a really refreshing change, but I have a feeling that they will. This cover is also very stunning. Beautiful cover. And I haven't read anything by this author before, so I'm definitely intrigued to see the writing style and to jump into a whole new world. Next up is one I'm really excited about because I've wanted to read this ever since I saw some blurb about it, and that is Bonesmith by Nikki Pau-Preto. I'm sorry if it's Preto, but I think it's Preto, but I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, this sounds such an intriguing world, and the story sounds really enthralling. I will read you the blurb. Ready your blade, defeat the undead. In the Dominions, the dead linger, violent and unpredictable, unless a bonesmith severs the ghosts from their earthly remains. I mean, I'm hooked already. That sounds fantastic world building. I want to jump into it. When Bonesmith Wren, becoming a Valkyr, a ghost fighting warrior, is a chance to solidify her place in the noble house of Bone and impress her frequently absent father. But when sabotage causes Wren to fail her qualifying trial, she's banished to the border wall, the last line of defense against the wasteland called the Breach, where the vicious dead roam unchecked. Determined to reclaim her family's respect, Wren gets her chance when a House of Gold prince is kidnapped and taken beyond the wall. To prove she has what it takes to be a Valkyr, Wren vows to cross the breach and rescue the prince, but to do so she's forced into an uneasy alliance with one of the kidnappers. Of course. The fierce ironsmith called Julian from the exiled House of Iron. the very people who caused the breach in the first place, and the House of Bones' sworn enemy. As they travel, Ren and Julian spend as much time fighting each other as they do the undead, but when they discover there's more behind the kidnapping than either of them knew, they'll need to work together to combat the real danger, a dark alliance that is brewing between the living and the undead. I'm sold. I really want to read this. I keep putting books off until I have like time to read them all in one go, but I think I might just jump into this sooner than that because it just sounds so good. And again, gorgeous cover. Look at this cover. It's just stunning. It kind of makes me think a little bit of Gideon the Ninth, which I love. I love that book. I still need to read Harrow and Nona, and again I keep putting it off because I think I want like a whole day or two to just read it all in one go, but that just isn't happening because, you know, life. So I think I just need to jump into all these books rather than hoarding them like well, I do say that I'm a book dragon, so I guess I'm living up to that name. But yeah, I think it sounds a little bit like Gideon the Ninth, but also people have referenced Game of Thrones because of the border wall and everything. So it'd be interesting to see if it does seem like those worlds, or if it's going to be like its own creation, like standalone apart from those, and I hope it will be. I think it sounds very intriguing anyway. Last but by no means least is The Starless Crown by James Rollins. This, well, not this one because this is one that my mom got me, but I actually bought a copy of this as my book to swap in the book swap for somebody to read because it sounded so intriguing. A gifted student foretells an apocalypse. Her reward is a sentence of death. Fleeing into the unknown, she is drawn to a team of outcasts. A broken soldier who once again takes up the weapons he's forbidden to wield and carves a trail back home. A drunken prince who steps out from his beloved brother's shadow and claims a purpose of his own. An imprisoned thief who escapes the crushing dark and discovers a gleaming artifact, one that will ignite a power struggle across the globe. On the run, hunted by enemies old and new, they must learn to trust each other in order to survive a world involved in strange, beautiful and deadly ways, and uncover the ancient secrets that hold the key to their salvation. But with each passing moment, doom draws closer. Who will claim the Starless Crown? I want to know. I want to know who will claim it. So I'm really looking forward to reading this book. And again, what a gorgeous cover. I feel like covers have always, you know, they always say don't choose a book by its cover. But I feel like covers have become more like their own standalone pieces of art more recently than they have in the past. And I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. I want more of that. So that was the book haul. Now on to the challenges. I'm going to take part in the Goodreads challenge again this year. And last year was kind of a good year for me for the Goodreads challenge, that I've been trying to get out of a reading slump for a long time, and I've been sort of ebbs and flows for the past few years, but last year was the first year in a long time I felt really excited to sit and read. So I had set my goal pretty low because of like the previous reading slump that had been going on for so long, and my goal was 12 books, which was one a month. I thought that was kind of something I should be able to do. And I did. I actually read 12 books last year and I'm very excited about it. The books weren't the best for me. I don't think I had any 5-star books last year. I'll put up my list to show what I actually did read somewhere. But yeah, there were not many, well, I don't think there were any that were standout books. There were a lot that I didn't like, some of them because I didn't think that they were good, and others because they just weren't books that were aimed for me as an audience, but I read them because I was a book club I was in. So it was not the best year in terms of liking the books I read, but it was a great year in terms of reading books, which even though I didn't enjoy the books as much for most of them, I did enjoy reading, which is just fantastic to get that feeling back. So I'm going into this year with the same goal of 12 books because I don't want to like ramp it up just because I had one brilliant year of reading the 12. I know that doesn't sound like a brilliant thing for a lot of people because I've seen people read, you know, hundreds of books each year, but 12 and meeting that goal of 12 was a brilliant year for me last year, and I'm hoping to do the same again this year. So I've set my goal at 12 and I've currently read 2. We're just coming up to the end of January at the moment when I'm recording this, and I've already read 2. One of them was the Scholarman's first book. I just checked the name, A Deadly Education by Naomi Novik. I loved that. That was very good. And the other one was Deal with the Devil by Kit Rocha, I think. And that was also a good read. Very different books though. and it kind of took my brain a little bit to get into the flow for the Deal with the Devil book, because of coming out of reading the Scholomance book. They're just very different writing styles, very different environments, very different books in general, but I did enjoy both of them. I have a bit of a tale though with the Deal with the Devil book. That was also a book club read, so I ordered it from Amazon, and before I placed the order I double checked that it was shipped and sold by Amazon, because I wanted to make sure that I was going to get a new copy. It came, and well, I'll show you. And it's an ARC, uncorrected copy, not approved for resale. So I'm pretty sure that's not legal for them to sell books that aren't for sale. Like it says not for sale, uncorrected advance copy. This book came out a long time ago. Like, this isn't even a recent book. Let me double check. 2020, so 4 years ago. But you know, ARCs being on Amazon is kind of a weird thing for me if they're not labeled as ARCs. So I double checked my order, and it said that it was actually sent to me from a third-party seller. So I don't know how that happened when I bought it shipped and sold from Amazon originally. So that was very strange. But also the fact that I paid full price, like full book price, for a book, you know, new copy of the finished final book, full price, no discount. And they sent me an advance copy that's going to have typos and needs to be proofreaded still. It's not the finalized version, also not for sale. So it doesn't actually have a price. Sorry, my camera just cut me off in the middle of my rant. I think it was like, shut up, Natalie. Stop talking about this. But I was just so surprised. Even the back of the book, like, they've had to create their own label for it to be able to scan it. And the label they've created is for the final version. It was bizarre. So I contacted Amazon and told them what happened. They wanted photographs to show that it was an advanced copy. I mean, even the back says uncorrected proof. I don't know if that's in focus or not. But I guess it does have an ISBN for the uncorrected proof, which is different. It's a different ISBN than the final copy. So yeah, it's just weird. Like, I have no problem with people reselling ARCs that they have, as long as it's clearly marked as one, and also not the full price of a final version of the book, because it's not the final version of the book. That seems very weird. So yeah, I'm sending it back. Amazon's going to let me return it, and I managed to get the copy from Barnes & Noble instead. But that was just strange, very strange. I have ARCs. Like, I've gifted them to people, I've done them in book swaps. Like, I don't have anything against ARCs, and I don't have anything against people who do want to sell their ARCs that they've got. But you know, reasonable prices or full price, but to be clear that it is an ARC and it's not a new copy. This is a weird rant to go on, but hopefully you get what I'm trying to say, that it was just weird, just very, very strange. I don't know how this happened. So, as well as the Goodreads challenge, I am going to take on a bit of a self-challenge this year, that I want to finish reading series that I've started, because there's so many. I mean, even looking on the shelves back here, there's the Red Queen series. I have the books, but I just haven't read them. Part of the things for this with series that I started and haven't finished is sometimes it was like when I was moving, so then I didn't have access to the books that I'd purchased, and then by the time I did, I'd kind of fallen out of reading that and fallen into reading something else. The other times are because the books that were later in the series weren't out at the time, and then when it comes to that they have been published, I think, oh well, I might as well wait until a few of them are out at one go and I'll read them all together. Do I? No, they're just on my shelves. That's what's happened with Gideon, Harrow, Nona, because I've read Gideon, the 9th, but I haven't read Harrow or Nona yet, but I have them. So I just want to figure out a list of what series I've started. I know it's going to be so many, and how many books I need to finish reading to get through the series, and then do that this year. That's going to be more than 12 books, so I may not get through many, but even getting through one, to tick off one series that I've started and finished, will be really good. Does anyone else do that? Like, have you got series you've started and enjoyed and want to read, but you just like haven't for some reason? Let me know in the comments down below, and let me know what your reasons are for why that happened. Like, was it because of time, or that they weren't out yet? You know, what was the reason for that? Just so I know I'm not alone. So that's kind of it for the book related talk, but I have one more thing I wanted to mention. So it's not book related, but I thought you guys might like it. Something that I was given as a gift. The Hocus, ooh, I don't even know if you can hear me, the Hocus Pocus Lego set. Look how cool this is. I'll turn it around because it shows like the inside of the house on the back. I can't wait to build this. I'm not like super into building Lego, but we have a couple of big sets, Brian and I. But this one, I mean, I love Hocus Pocus. I can't wait to do it. There's book in here and everything. It's just, I'm so excited. And I thought you guys might enjoy that because I'm going to guess that a lot of you like Hocus Pocus as well. I'm not sure if I'll do a video on making it or not, but when I've finished it, I will definitely show you. So that's it. This video ended up being way more rambly than I thought it was going to be, but thanks for sticking with me. I hope you're having a good 2024 so far, and thanks for watching. I don't know what videos I will be doing throughout this year. If you have ideas or suggestions that you'd like to see me do videos on, let me know in the comments down below. And yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye!